What's going on, everyone? So in this section, we're going to talk about the common LinkedIn marketing mistakes you need to avoid. So as you start planning your content and creating content, these are the things that you should be keep a watchful eye out so that you get the most exposure to your content. So, these are the things that you need to avoid, and let's go ahead and dive in. So the first thing is there's a difference between like native links for videos to get more exposure. So here's what I mean. Like when you post content on LinkedIn, right? Every time you are linking outside of LinkedIn, let's say you put a link onto YouTube or to your blog or another social media site, you got to understand that LinkedIn will probably not give that content as much exposure as it could have if you put it natively inside LinkedIn, right? So, if you let's say put a video on YouTube and you say, here's a link to my YouTube video. Sure, people will go click the link and go to the YouTube video, but that video will probably get more exposure if you just uploaded it directly to LinkedIn. So just keep in mind that anytime you link outside of LinkedIn, it does get views, but it'll get less exposure. If it's native to LinkedIn, like inside LinkedIn, they don't have to click outside of LinkedIn. Or if you do put a link, it just redirects them to like a LinkedIn article that will get more exposure. So like I said before, if linking outside of LinkedIn, YouTube, website, etc., your content will get less exposure. If linking inside, you get more. Now, you want to also avoid posting anything that's too personal, that's not really business-like, right? Because it's not Instagram. It's more professional. So like things like your cat doesn't always make sense. I guess it could make sense if you can tie it to a business lesson, but usually not. What you ate for breakfast and things like that. It's not a place for you to share your personal life necessarily. It's got to bring value to your target audience, right? Like if you're trying to get the CMO of a software company to book a meeting with you, they are not going to care that you had pancakes for breakfast, okay? It just doesn't make sense, right? And so you got to understand that you have a certain intention when it comes to LinkedIn, and it's not for you to just post personal stuff. Also, you want to avoid pitching and selling too much. When you're creating content, it's all about value, right? It's kind of like value, and then, pitch, sell a little bit, see if people want to book a meeting with you, something like that. But you got to lead with value. That's pretty much what content marketing is all about. If every post you put up is all about like, book a time to talk on my calendar here, like here, I'm selling this thing, make sure you sign up. People don't really like that. And you're probably not going to grow that much when it comes to content. And, people are unlikely to book a meeting with you because it's annoying. So remember, add value first. And then if you want to pitch later, sure, pitch. But, definitely make your content more like 80% value and maybe like 20% pitching or even 90% value and 10% pitching. It's all about building that momentum and building that brand authority and trust before you ask for anything. And that's how you pretty much do, LinkedIn marketing. And don't be a spammer, right? Don't just take a bunch of articles and videos from your company's website and just spam like 20 of them in one day. That's not going to work. You have to spread out your content and have you be thoughtful of how often you're posting, whether it's one a day or 3 times a day at different times. But just don't just put up a bunch of bad articles and things that people don't care about 50 times a day, because that's going to penalize you. And people don't engage. People are not getting value from it. They're not going to click. They're not going to watch. And then, you're not going to really use LinkedIn marketing effectively, right? So I'm pretty sure you have an idea of what spamming is. Just don't be a spammer. Don't be selling all the time. Lead with value. And if you do that, then you'll be on the right track to being successful on LinkedIn. And so those are pretty much the top mistakes I see people making. So make sure you avoid these, and I will see you in the next lesson.